What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios for another Lego Star Wars review. First off, I gotta apologize for this big green mass right here. Naboo is in full swing and it takes up most of my studio, so I can't really move it anywhere. And it's on the biggest table I have, which also happened to be my intro and outro table for my reviews, so apologize for that. The set I'm going to be reviewing today is the Lego Star Wars Sith Tie Fighter or Tie Dagger. This is set number 75272. It comes with 470 pieces and was released just this year, January 1st, 2020 for $80 US. I'm really excited to review this set. I just barely finished it this morning and I really like it. It's almost like the sports car of TIE Fighters. So there are some very cool and interesting features that I'm excited to show you guys. So let's dive in, take a look. First things first, let's check out that Tie Dagger. Now, I'm typically not a fan of TIE Fighters, but I must say I really like this ship. It's very well designed, very sleek, just an overall good ship. If any of you guys aren't familiar with this ship, it's from Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the most recent one. They belong to the fleet of the Final Order. If you haven't seen that movie yet, I would highly recommend checking it out. These make an appearance and they're pretty cool. This is the stand that goes underneath the Tie Dagger and holds it up. I really like it. It's simple, but it really reminds me of the UCS Star Destroyer stand, the most recent one that just came out, with these black slopes down at the bottom and these black pillars leading up to where it connects to the TIE Fighter. However, there is one minor problem I found with mine, and it's starting to bow a little bit down here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it super well on the camera, but this gray plate is slightly bowed. And I'm still not entirely sure what's doing that because it's a pretty sturdy connection from the TIE Fighter to the ground. I'm really glad it came with a stand because if it didn't, there'd be absolutely no way to display this other than putting it up like this, like some kind of weird looking rocket ship. Moving on to the cockpit area, you can see they did a pretty good job of capturing that iconic round ball-like shape that we know and love with our TIE Fighters. It looks pretty good from the back, not too bad from the front either, and the connection right here from the body to the wings is very solid. No shakiness, no weak joints, so props to the people who designed this. They did an excellent job. You also have two small afterburners in the back for blasting through space. There is, however, one thing I don't like with this main body area, and that's these two wedge plates. They just pop out at a very weird and annoying angle. They're so flat that it doesn't really fit naturally with the rest of the TIE Fighter. I wish they had put some cheese slopes or some kind of slope on these to kind of help it plane into the actual body better and make it look a little bit more organic and natural. I get why they're here. This is what the stand connects into. I just wish they didn't jut out like that without any kind of sloping up at the top. Inside, the actual cockpit is pretty simple and it's very accessible, easy to get in. This front part opens down and this entire back part opens up to give you a good level of accessibility in there. Even I can fit my fat pudgy fingers in there. Once you get inside, there's nothing too special. We got a couple of really nice control panels on either side, printed pieces, not stickers, and they look really nice. And then there's just the black seat right there. So just enough for that pilot to squeeze in there. Unfortunately, there isn't anywhere to hold any kind of weapons, which you do usually get with TIE Fighters, so I thought that was kind of odd they didn't include that. I didn't mention this earlier, but I also really love the red color of this cockpit. I'm going to flip it around so I can show you. Oops. Great printed detailing, and that red is just such a sinister color. It's a very nice change from the typical black, white, and gray look of the TIE Fighter. But definitely the most unique and dynamic part of this ship are these wings. They're unlike anything we've seen before on a Imperial or Sith craft. Just the sharp, harsh angles and the solid black coloring with these red highlights looks really good. And then you've got all kinds of fins in the back. That's why I said earlier, it reminded me of the sports car TIE Fighter, just because of these fins in the back. You've got this whole panel popped up and jutting out from the side panel. I really like how they put this triangle raised up from the rest of the wing. It would have just been so flat and boring. And so the fact that they added this extra simple little triangle adds a lot of detail, in my opinion. My one complaint with the wings, though, is I wish they either came back further or this cockpit was moved further forward. The whole ship just kind of ends right here, which makes it feel and look a little weird, I guess, just because they're usually with TIE fighters, you know, you have wings kind of sticking back a little bit. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know down in the comments if you think the wings look fine or if they could have done to go backwards a little bit further. There is a pretty fun play feature on each of the wings. There is a hidden spring-loaded blaster or launcher right here. You can see the green tip poking out right here. And in order to fire, you press down on this dark gray grill like that, and it launches the projectile off. I really like when they hide it like this. That way when you're grabbing the ship, you don't actually launch the launcher. So this, you can be very intentional when shooting it out. The first of the 3 minifigures is Finn. I don't think there's anything special or unique about this minifigure. It's just your average Finn. He's got a little blaster holster on his pants, as well as this fancy little side bag and a nice blaster. I do really like the detailing on the jacket here and just the nice dark yellow on the tan. This is my first Finn minifigure and I really like him. He's a pretty cool guy. Also on the back, you've got a scared Finn face if you're into that sort of thing. Next up is one of the mysterious Knights of Ren. We don't really know too much about these guys, and this guy wasn't even given a name on the box, so just one of the Knights of Ren. I'm not super happy with them. I don't hate these guys. They didn't really do a whole lot in the movie, and you don't know too much about them, but his little helmet does come off, and you can kind of see his face a little bit. He's got 2 black eye holes or a pair of black goggles on. You can't really tell. It does look like kind of like a stormtrooper mask, kind of like a black visor. And then on the back, we've just got some more armored plating, and then he also has this sweet little scimitar looking thing. I would tell you more about his robes or uniform or whatever this is, but I don't really know. I don't have the expanded visual dictionary because I think it talks more about the Knights of Ren in there, so maybe I'll have to get that and update my knowledge on them. Last, we have my favorite minifigure from this set, the Sith Tie fighter pilot. He looks so cool. I love just the helmet, the body, all of it looks awesome. One thing I really like is they modeled the helmet after the First Order stormtroopers, and then if you look at the older Imperial pilots, they have the older style stormtrooper helmets, which a lot of you guys probably already picked up on and noticed, but I just thought that was cool. He also has this awesome little breathing apparatus running from his helmet and then connecting down into his suit. I really like how they made this one like an actual molded 3D model. We usually do see some kind of breathing tube, but it's just printed on the torso, so I'm really happy that we're starting to get a lot more detail in the helmets, and then we're starting to see more of the life support systems and breathing systems actually in physical form. He does have some cool little buttons and dashes and all kinds of fancy stuff on his torso. Well, there it is, the review of the Sith TIE Fighter or Tie Dagger. I was very impressed with the build and just overall design, but not only that, but the accuracy of this ship to the actual looking Sith Tie Dagger looks really good. The minifigures as well are great. Not a huge fan of the Knight of Ren, but that's just because I don't really know too much about them and we didn't really get to see them too much in action. Now to the things I don't like about this set. And the first being, I talked a little bit about some of the designs, just I kind of wish the wings had come back a little bit further so it would have balanced out the cockpit a little bit and made it not look so rear or front heavier, however you want to look at it. But my second complaint is probably my biggest, and that's the price. I think this thing is hands down not worth $80. I think that's a ridiculous price. And the reason being is it only comes with 470 pieces and 3 minifigures. For $50, you can get the Lego Star Wars TIE Fighter from Star Wars Solo. That TIE Fighter, it's a really good, decent set, and it comes with 4 minifigures. And it comes with over 500 pieces. So for this to have less pieces and minifigures and cost more than that TIE Fighter, it's a bit ridiculous in my opinion. So if I were you guys, I would definitely wait until this one drops down in price. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. If there's anything I could do to improve my reviews, make them more informational, more entertaining, please go ahead and let me know down below in the comments. I would love and really appreciate your guys' feedback. If you like this video, don't forget to leave me a like. Don't forget to let me know what you guys thought of this down below in the comments. And as always, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. But until next time, happy building.